Now, honoring a friend and a son, what a bench in Belleville means to the community. And a car crashes into a home, setting it on fire, but police are still looking for the driver. Plus, a little extra pride coming from Madison celebrating Team USA.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. Belleville High School is honoring one of their graduates with a bench. Eduardo Frere died in a car accident last July, only 1 month after graduating. Gabriela Becerra shares how his friends and family are remembering him 1 year later.
To his friends, he was Eddie, and his memory is still very much alive within his loved ones. They describe him as caring, funny, and adventurous, and they have many stories to prove it.
Why did it take you 2 hours to go out to McDonald's?
Friends say everything was an adventure when they were with Eddie.
With Eddie, it's not just going out to eat. It's more of an experience than anything. Yeah, you go for the food, but Eddie is what makes it enjoyable.
And making the most of every moment is what he was known for.
Living your life as if it's your last day, because he would always try to make everything better and have a good time.
Eddie's loved ones say he cared deeply for everyone.
My son and I had a close relationship, and he always cared about how we felt.
Eddie planned to go to college for business entrepreneurship. His family found an unfinished plan of his to start a food truck business.
He was really excited to be the first person to go to college and start his career.
Eddie's sister now attends the same school he graduated from 1 month before his accident.
It's nice to walk in and see that every morning.
A bench in Eddie's honor sits in front of Belleville.
Eddie was just a ray of sunshine. I mean, like I said, his smile lights up the room when he would come in. Very pleasant, always positive.
Eddie's smile is how his loved ones will always remember him.
He always had the biggest smile. Anything he did.
His friends and family shared many stories and many laughs while remembering Eddie today, and it's safe to say they miss him very much.
It's good for them to see that bench there every day, I'm sure. Thank you so much, Gabby. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. We had a lot of sun today, Dana.
A lot of sun today and really nice temperatures also. Pretty close to average and not too humid outside. Overall, this afternoon has been great. Here's a live look from our Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Doppler track is nice and quiet. Here's a look at the last 2 hours for us. A few showers north of La Crosse and near Black River Falls, but they've fizzled out and nothing shifting into southern Wisconsin right now. It's about 80 degrees currently in Madison, close to 82 in Mineral Point, about 84 in Boscobel, and 82 also in Janesville. Compared to this time yesterday, it is just a few degrees warmer outside, but thankfully our dew point's still close to 60, so doesn't feel too bad out at all. Now our dew points are going to increase a little bit as we head into the work week. And we're also looking at our next chance for showers for the middle of the week, but we'll break down what's ahead for the next few days in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. More local news now. A house is a total loss after a car crashed into it, engulfing it in flames. Firefighters were dispatched just before 3 o'clock this morning to the intersection of South Riverdale Drive and Inman Parkway. They were able to extinguish the car fire, but didn't find anyone inside it. The home was also unoccupied and no one was injured, but the house could not be saved, and damages are estimated to be $160,000. Police are still searching for the driver of that vehicle. An update to a story we brought you yesterday. Police say an officer was injured in a car crash shortly after 3 suspects were arrested following shots fired on State Street last night. Madison police responded to reports of gunshots on the 100 block of State Street just after 7 o'clock. Officials say 3 suspects were detained and there were no reported injuries. At around 8 o'clock, an officer who was driving to the scene was involved in a crash on East Johnson Street and Wisconsin Avenue. 3 people, including the officer, were sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Madison police are also investigating a shots-fired incident that happened on the city's east side last night. Officers were called to the Red Roof Inn on Hayes Road at 11:39 last night. Several callers reported hearing gunshots in the parking lot and seeing cars speed away. Police found multiple shell casings that were left behind and damage to unoccupied cars, but don't believe there is any additional threat to the public. A man was arrested after stepping on people's pizzas, then getting into a fight outside Ian's Pizza this morning. According to Chief Koval's blog, officers arrived to North Francis Street just after 2:30 this morning. They say the 24-year-old male suspect had initially walked on tables and pizzas inside the restaurant. A man and woman told him to stop and started fighting with him. The man was taken to jail, arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Authorities say a suspected car thief struck and killed a motorcyclist in western Wisconsin yesterday. The St. Croix Sheriff's Office says a pursuit started around 4 o'clock yesterday. Deputies attempted to stop the Jeep north of New Richmond, about 35 miles northeast of the Twin Cities. But the driver refused to pull over, then struck a group of motorcyclists making a left turn. The motorcyclist died at the scene. Trying to inspire our next generation of pilots, kids and families had the chance to check out some pretty special airplanes this morning. The Madison and Middleton chapter of the Experimental Aircraft Association, or EAA, held its annual pancake breakfast this morning. Middleton Police and Fire and MedFlight brought equipment for children to spend time with. But the big hit at the event, the different airplanes and aviation activities, all part of the EAA's goal to get young people involved in aviation.
Fun time for people to come out and walk around the airplanes that they normally can't do, and sit in airplanes and do all the kinds of things that we get to do.
Proceeds from the breakfast go towards raising money for scholarships for students and young Eagles. Last year, EAA Chapter 93 provided 2 students with $10,000 scholarships to become private pilots. Kids and adults made a splash at Law Park today as they learned the basics of water skiing. Today, teams of 2 from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County went out to try skiing, some for the first time, with the help of the Mad City ski team. The ski team taught them proper technique by having the newbies hold on to the boom of the boat. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County pairs a big who must be over the age of 21 with a little for at least a 2-year commitment. The pair then attends events like today's to give children opportunities they may not have access to otherwise. You can hear from a pair of sisters tonight at 10 o'clock. Madison-based drum corps, the Madison Scouts, adopted an inclusive membership policy today. In a press release, the Scouts announced that they are adopting a, quote, non-discrimination policy that expands membership to all genders to participate in the Madison Scouts. Since its founding in 1938, the Madison Scouts have served in all-male membership due to its founding originally as a Boy Scout troop. The policy will be in effect starting next year. The 154-member Drum and Bugle Corps spends the summer traveling across the country and will compete at the DCI World Championships in August. Milwaukee's development commissioner says funding for a proposed streetcar extension is at risk. Officials say the project has been stuck in committee and is running months behind schedule. Milwaukee's mayor announced his plan in May to direct nearly $47 million in tax financing to the construction of an extension ahead of next summer's Democratic National Convention. The project is being held up in Zoning, Neighborhoods and Development Committee over concern from an alderman who wants changes to that plan. Coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30, every year, children die in hot cars. You'd think it'd be hard to forget your kids, but Consumer Reports explains the science behind it. Nearly 40 children die each year being left in a hot car. Last year, that number was 52. July and August are typically the deadliest months, but it can happen even in mild temperatures. Leah Linscheid for Consumer Reports explains why this common memory failure really could happen to anyone.
Every 9 days, a child left in a hot car dies from vehicular heat stroke.
It all fits the same pattern in which that memory gets suppressed temporarily and we lose awareness of the child in the car.
Neuroscientist David Diamond has been studying the science behind this common memory failure that can have tragic consequences.
And we know this is clearly related to the competition between the different brain memory systems. We have a powerful autopilot brain memory system, and it gets us to do things automatically. And in that process, we lose awareness of other things in our mind, including that there's a child in the car.
Consumer Reports explains that even on a mild day, this can end in tragedy.
The temperature inside of a closed vehicle can reach dangerously high levels within even less than 1 hour. This is unsafe for small children and babies because their body temperature rises 3 to 5 times faster than adults, and they're unable to efficiently regulate their body temperature.
And because it can happen to anyone, CR says it is best to create a routine with reminders for yourself every time you drive.
We encourage parents to make a habit of every day putting a laptop bag or a lunchbox in the back seat, even if your child is not with you. Doing this will force you to visit the back seat at the end of every trip.
Or keep a sippy cup or your child's coat up front with you.
Some people go so far as to say, put your shoe in the back. Give yourself a cue so that when you get out of the car, you have that reminder.
For News 3 Now, this is Leah Linscheid.
There is a bill making its way around Congress called the Hot Cars Act. It would require cars to come equipped with technology that alerts drivers if a child is left in the back seat after the ignition is turned off. When we come back, Dana Fulton has your first alert forecast, including a sunny and warm start to the work week on News 3 Now at 5:30. Welcome back. It was nice to have the sun out today, but not that humidity release.
Right.
It was beautiful.
Perfect weather to actually spend the day outside and not regret how sticky it can be sometimes, of course, when that humidity gets factored in. So right now, of course, things still look nice. Here's a live look from our WISC-TV sky cam. It should be a really pleasant evening for us in Madison. We're sitting at about 80 currently with dew points in the upper 50s, so it feels pretty comfortable. Our breeze coming from the north at about 10 miles per hour, so not that you'll notice it. Officially hitting our high a little earlier at 81 in Madison, and now temperatures are starting to drop back off a little bit. A very seasonal day with highs in the low 80s. We started the day off pretty close to average in the upper 50s early this morning. It was almost just a little cool in the upper 50s there for a minute, and then of course things started to heat up for the day once the sun really came on up. Our Doppler track is quiet. We aren't expecting anything to build on in. In fact, skies will stay mostly clear for much of the state overnight. We don't have anything really moving in for central or northern Wisconsin either. High pressures dominating most of the northern Midwest. Showers down to the southern edge of Missouri and Illinois and into Indiana and Ohio right now. Our next system is actually well off into the plains. It's going to steadily march east through the day on Monday and Tuesday, and then late in the day on Tuesday and overnight, that's when we'll start to see a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms to develop. But this ridging high pressure is going to keep us pretty quiet overnight and for Monday. So heading into Monday, again, still mostly sunny. By Tuesday, we'll start the day off with some sunshine, but later on in the day, our shower chances will start to increase in the evening. You notice those showers later in the day already approaching the western edge of the state. At night, a slight chance for some rain, and then on Wednesday, that's when we're looking at a greater chance for some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Wednesday is going to bring along a little bit of an increase in our humidity along with that moisture. Not a big rain event for us, though. Really just expecting a few tenths of an inch, if that, most of the area. Just dealing with some quick downpours as those showers and thunderstorms continue to slide on east. A little closer look overnight. Again, we'll fall to the upper 50s for overnight lows. And we'll have that mostly clear sky, very similar to start to the day. And then in the afternoon, temperatures will be back in the low 80s. It'll feel a little warmer, though, with our dew points increasing, our breeze coming more from the southeast rather than a northern flow. By Tuesday, sun in the morning, and then in the afternoon, some clouds starting to increase. And later in the day, we have those storm chances pushing in. Plan on an overnight low of about 59 in Madison, mostly clear and pretty comfortable outside. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the lower 80s for those afternoon highs. Mostly sunny and just a little warmer. You know, it'll feel a little warmer outside with those dew points starting to creep on up heading into Wednesday. Wednesday, it's going to be pretty humid with that chance for rain throughout the day. And then we drop a little bit for our temperatures back close to 80 by Thursday. And then we can start another warming trend heading into next weekend and next week, the following week for us. I hope you're enjoying this nice little break we got this weekend because the trend seems to be picking back up towards the warmer air moving in and higher dew points by next weekend.
The heat is coming back.
It comes right back in for us. Maybe we'll get it for a week and then send it on its way.
All right. Thank you so much, Dana. Badgers fans are showing some extra pride for the U.S. women's national soccer team, throwing a World Cup watch party this morning. Many fans were there to support former Badger and now Women's World Cup champion Rose Lavelle, while others showed up to see the U.S. women's national team defeat the Netherlands for their 4th World Cup title. The UW Memorial Union put up a big screen on the terrace as well as inside the Rathskeller. One fan, Olivia Rouse, says she has always been inspired by Team USA.
Women have been so fun to watch growing up. I remember watching like Mia Hamm when I was little. And seeing the team develop and watching like Abby Wambach and Alex Morgan. So it's kind of nice to follow the players through their career trajectories.
Fans wore their USA gear and soccer team jerseys to show their support. Luckily, Union employees were able to get the outdoor screen up and running after it wasn't working for the start of the game, and seeing the win made it all worth it. And if you missed it, Melissa has highlights of that Team USA win coming up next in sports.
Well, after all the hype and anticipation, the U.S. women's national team going for back-to-back World Cup titles. Facing the Netherlands, they are the reigning European champions. Now, both Megan Rapinoe and Rose Lavelle did play, as they said they would, and thank God they did. We pick it up in the second. Tobin Heath tries to cross over, but instead, Alex Morgan gets kicked in the side while going for the ball, eventually called a penalty after a review. So the kick for Rapinoe, she makes it look so effortless and easy. How? The Dutch keeper didn't even move there. 1-0 USA in the 60th minute. 6 goals, 3 assists for Rapinoe in this World Cup. Less than 10 minutes later, check out former Wisconsin Badger Rose Lavelle casually between 2 defenders and strikes. 2-0 USA. And with that goal, the United States now holds the record for the most goals scored in a Women's World Cup with 26 of them. Germany scored 25 in 2003. The U.S. women win back-to-back World Cup titles. They've won 4 total, and there have only been 8 Women's World Cup tournaments. And afterwards, Rose Lavelle tries to put it all into words.
It's been a long journey and it doesn't seem real yet. It really hasn't hit me. It's like so surreal, and I feel so lucky to be a part of this group and play alongside these players.
We've done exactly what we've set out to do. We've done exactly what we want to do. We say what we feel. We are such a proud and strong and defiant group of women.
Now, Rapinoe's celebration here has now become one of the iconic images from this tournament. Now, this World Cup has been one of those events where sports transcends into news headlines. This team is arguably one of the most successful in women's sports history. That, of course, is a matter of opinion, though. I'm here to tell you the facts. Smart sports, if you will. Now, according to the British newspaper The Guardian, for this win, each player on the women's team will get $250,000. Now, if the men's team had won a World Cup, or they win a World Cup, each player could get up to $1.1 million. That is an $850,000 difference, assuming all the players, regardless of gender, work hard, practice the same hours, etc., etc. Is that fair? You tell me. Well, some unfortunate news for Christian Yelich. He will not be making an appearance in the Home Run Derby because of a back injury. Oakland's Matt Chapman will take his place. Yelich currently leads Major League Baseball with 31 home runs. Another injury update, this time to Orlando Arcia. He reportedly has a shoulder injury, but told reporters this morning that he's feeling good and isn't in any pain. But in his place, the Brewers calling up Mauricio Dubon from AAA, where he's been hitting .306 with 14 home runs and 42 RBIs. Interesting note, Dubon is now the first Major League player born and raised in the Honduras. The rest of the team wrapping up the final series before the All-Star break. Jesus Aguilar carrying the offense today. 2-run shot here. His second home run of the game. Brewers tie it up at 3 in the 7th. But the Pirates would answer, and in the 8th, Keston Hiura slugging that ball into right field for another 2-run home run. It's a 1-run game, but the Pirates hang on. Brewers lose 6-5 the final. Well, it's going to be a family affair on the Bucks next season. Thanasis Antetokounmpo has reportedly signed a 2-year, $3 million contract in Milwaukee. And yes, if you recognize the last name, he is, of course, the older brother of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, Thanasis has spent the past 2 seasons playing in Greece, averaging 5.4 points and 3.7 rebounds in the Greek Basket League. The 26-year-old has played in the NBA before. He played in 2 games for the Knicks in 2015 and 2016 season. So we've got the Antetokounmpo brothers. We've also got Brooke and Robin Lopez on the team. So it's going to be a really, really fun Bucks season, I feel like.
I feel like maybe it's just a twin thing, but even brothers, they know where the other one's going.
Yeah.
This can definitely be good.
It's going to be a good thing for the Bucks for sure.
All right, we'll be right back. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carolla. Tonight on the news at 9, almost a year after an explosion rocked downtown Sun Prairie. A first look inside a museum getting ready to open once again. That's first on Fox at 9.
It was a beautiful day today. The sun and the warmth going to stick around a little bit.
It is. The warmer air is staying with us for sure. It's going to feel like July for the next several days. Tomorrow, plan on another sunny day. We'll be back in the low 80s for our afternoon highs. It's going to be just a little more humid for tomorrow afternoon, but still very pleasant outside. That humidity continuing to increase, though, by Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday will be in the mid-80s. Same goes for Wednesday. Plan on a partly sunny sky on Tuesday. Our clouds will increase late in the evening with a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms to develop overnight. And then we're looking at a chance for showers and thunderstorms for Wednesday. Sun returns for Thursday, and then a slight chance for some showers stretching into the weekend. That in part due to how warm it's going to be outside. In the upper 80s for both Saturday and Sunday, and that warm trend is going to carry us into the following week. So this nice, comfortable weekend that we've been able to enjoy, unfortunately, that's not going to be the case as we head into next weekend. It's certainly going to feel just a little more humid and a little warmer outside, a little stinkier. I'm just
coming back.
If we could get rid of the humidity, that would be ideal. Can't wave a wand to do that. So.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.